Today I'm going to be sharing with you some beautiful patterns you can knit on thick needles. And by thick needles, I mean needle size 5 to 7 millimeters and a gauge of 14 to 17 stitches on 10 centimeters. Let's jump to it. The first one is the Robinia sweater by Anne Ventzel, and it's a beautiful sweater knitted from the top down and has a gauge of 16 stitches, and it's knitted in 3 different yarns held together. So it's Isager twinni, Isager Tweed and Isager Silk mohair. So 3 yarns, but you could choose whatever you want. So you could knit with some other yarn. I have also seen on the designer's Instagram that she has recently knitted this sweater using just scrap yarns, and it is so beautiful. So here you can really get creative. Next one is the Aune sweater by Novemberknits. It has a gauge of 16 stitches and is knitted in Isager Silk mohair and Isager Yarn Jensen. This sweater is also knitted from the top down. So this sweater is kind of a regular raglan sweater, but it has a split in the sides and the ribbing starts so high up on the sweater, and I love that. It gives it a unique look, so I love this, and I'm really thinking of casting on this sweater soon. Next one is the Philipa sweater by Secondknits. It has a gauge of 15 stitches and is knitted in Hjelholst, and is knitted in, it's hard to pronounce, Hjelholst, and is knitted in Hjelholst, Uldspinderi and silk mohair. It's also knitted from the top down, and as the Aune sweater, it's kind of regular sweater, but it has this beautiful neck, which I think just does the whole sweater. Number 4, it is the sweater number 18 by my favorite things, Knitwear. And it is also knitted from the top down and has a gauge of 16 stitches and is knitted in silk mohair and Håndtværksgarn. So this sweater has beautiful structural patterns, and maybe you could knit different colors here and try to spice it up, but it's just so beautiful as it is. Next one is the Korshavnsweater by Strikkekaffe. The gauge here is 15 stitches in basket weave and is knitted with 1 strand of silk mohair and 1 strand of Fritidsgarn from Sandnes Fritidsgarn. It is knitted from the bottom and up, and this pattern is so beautiful. I love the basket weave, and I know that the designer also has patterns for male children, and she also has this basket weave pattern for a vest and a blanket. So there's a lot of beautiful patterns there, and I just love the look of this basket weave sweater. Moving on, Eurussweater. The next one is the Eurussweater by Aegyoknit. Both the pattern and the designer has difficult names here. And this has a gauge of 16 stitches and is knitted in 1 strand of Håndtværksgarn. And in it, this sweater is actually knitted from sleeve to sleeve. So the construction here is very interesting. And there's a lot of cables, and this looks, it looks difficult, and it might be, but it's also very beautiful. The next one is the Fruity sweater by Hip Knit Shop, and here the designer does not give us the gauge on this sweater. It only says that the gauge changes depending on which size you're gonna knit. But she says that she used the needles 5, 6 and 7 millimeters. So I would guess maybe a place between 16 and 13 stitches on 10 centimeters. And the yarn is Hip Knit Mohair fluff yarn, which is her own yarn, but the sweater is so beautiful. I love the fruits here, and you can get this pattern for children as well. So this is definitely something to check out. And the pattern is knitted from the top and down. The next one is the Fridag sweater by Aftenstrikk, and it's a beautiful cable sweater knitted from the bottom and up, and the gauge is 16 stitches, and it's knitted in Vams from Rauma. So it's only 1 strand, this sweater, but it is so beautiful. Who doesn't love cable sweaters? Number 9. The next sweater is called Snow Crocus by Midori Eurussweater. Don't know if I'm saying that right. So the gauge is 15 stitches and it's knitted in merino from Dilama. So it's also knitted from the top down. And it's a beautiful sweater, and I love the structural pattern here as well, and the neck, the boat neck, gorgeous. Last but not least, it is the crescendo sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl. The gauge here is 14 stitches and is knitted in 2 strands of yarn, Ecolana We Are Knitters yarn and the silk mohair. This sweater is also knitted from the top down, and it has some beautiful patterns over the yoke, and it's also simple yet beautiful. And do you have a favorite sweater pattern you want to share with me? Please comment below. I would love to know which one it is, and I hope I'll see you next time.